I certainly do appreciate your going to this cocktail party with me, Katy.
Well, how often do I have the opportunity to be with the State Department? I'm very happy to go.
I wanted you to go. Besides, it's always important for a congressman to be seen with someone at these functions. Hmm? And I'm glad that it was you.
Tack så mycket.
That's a nice perfume.
It is called capitulation.
That's certainly straightforward.
Will Madame Fouimkai be at the reception?
Probably.
It is wrong. There are only 2 women diplomats. There should be more.
I would say the ratio was just about right.
Oh, how can you say that? Women are natural diplomats.
Katy, one of the first demands of diplomacy is emotional control. Now, most women don't have that. Which is why we find you so fascinating.
Spoken like a true diplomat.
If there were more women diplomats, it would be a much better world.
All right. Suppose you just take that up with the Secretary of State at the reception.
Maybe I will.
Oh, now, Katy.
But very diplomatically.
Excuse me. You 2 have been drafted.
Oh, excuse me.
Where do we report for duty?
I'm sending you behind the Iron Curtain. You see those 2 over there?
They look as if they'd just gotten the word about Santa Claus.
It's Alexander Sosnovsky and his son. The father is a very important official with his country's legation, and the son is his military aide.
They seem to have been badly frostbitten in the Cold War.
The Undersecretary of State has asked me to thaw them out. All right, Miss First Assistant. Here's the chance to prove your theory of the superiority of the female as a diplomat. Welcome, gentlemen. May I present my mother, Mrs. Morley, and Miss Katy Holstrom. Mr. Alexander Sosnovsky and Lieutenant Casimir Sosnovsky.
How do you do?
Pleasure.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Oh, if you'll excuse me, I see that the wife of the Argentinian consul is waiting to tango.
Do you tango, madam?
I must say I prefer it to the twist.
Well, it's very nice that you and your father are both in government service.
All citizens of our country are in government service.
How do you like Washington?
We are trained to take hardships without complaining.
Well, it is not easy to adjust to a new place.
I do not
remember...
seek what is easy. I do not adjust. Adjustment is compromise. Compromise is treason.
Would you care for some punch?
Sergeant Miroslava. 2 glasses of punch. Americans are slaves to their feelings, especially American women. Feelings are not to be trusted. We must rely on logic and reason.
Well, logic and reason are fine, but sometimes I prefer to trust my feelings.
American women think only of themselves. What a man can do for them, not what they can do for a man.
Thank you.
2 full, Sergeant.
I'm sorry.
Napkins. Humility, endurance. These are qualities I look for in a woman. As you were, Sergeant.
I I suppose Sergeant Miroslava is the kind of woman you were describing.
Sergeant Miroslava is one of the finest non-commissioned officers I have ever commanded.
Oh, well, I would like to talk with her.
Sergeant Miroslava is on duty. She is not here to socialize.
So far, our lady diplomat hasn't even been able to negotiate a smile.
You wouldn't care to make a small wager?
Save your odds for Mr. Cooper.
6 to 5.
Mother.
The orchestra's nice, isn't it?
Wish to dance?
Yeah, if you would like.
We'll pass it down.
They make a handsome couple, don't they?
Is anything the matter?
Your perfume.
You dance the samba very well, Lieutenant. So few dancers really feel the music.
It is not a matter of feeling. It is routine, like closed-order drill.
So that is your secret. What's the matter?
Sergeant Miroslava! You have abandoned your post.
I'm sorry, sir.
That will be all. Sergeant Miroslava, I am gravely disappointed. I have always thought of you as completely trustworthy.
Lieutenant, after all, this is
Soldiers
the
have been
part.
court-martialed for less than this.
She was just dancing.
Sergeant, you will wait with the car. I will take appropriate disciplinary action at the embassy. Dismissed.
Lieutenant, after all...
I will thank you, Miss Holstrom. Your own capitalistic business.
Lieutenant, perhaps this common thing to talk that way to women where you come from.
She is not a woman. She is a soldier.
She's a woman soldier, and you are a disgrace to her uniform.
I warn you, in my country, a woman does not take such liberties.
Your country does not know the meaning of liberty.
My country is not to be discussed by you, and do not shout at me.
Shout, I will, sir. You say Americans are selfish, that women think only of themselves.
It is true, and you are like all the rest.
Well, you think women are made only to serve you.
Like all the rest, a slave to your feelings.
You have no feelings, but I have feelings, and I'm proud of my feelings. Proud. You are quite right.
When do you plan to apply for the diplomatic service, Katy?
Now, Glen.
After this afternoon, I'm sure that everyone in the State Department is talking about you.
I was in such perfect control.
Katy, dear, you can't win them all. Men have made a few mistakes as diplomats. Look at history.
Granted, but let's not hear any more talk about the superiority of the female as a diplomat.
Well, I hope I didn't do any real harm.
Oh, I don't think so.
If you think a letter of apology would help...
No. Forget it.
I am sorry.
I'm sorry, Father.
Don't be. It is unimportant.
I was so much in control, and then...
My boy, you were perfectly justified in what you did. This woman deliberately provoked you.
She was so deceptive. She actually had me thinking she was different.
A woman's strategy. I only regret we have given the diplomatic gossip something to chatter about.
If you want me to apologize.
Nonsense, my boy. I wouldn't let you demean yourself. Forget the incident, so will everyone else.
Of course. That's the thing to do. Forget her.
Katy, don't brood about your diplomatic failure. Didn't I say that part of a woman's fascination is her lack of emotional stability?
Just think how dull it'd be if all women were as stable as the men.
Good evening.
Lieutenant, come in.
I had to see you again.
Had to see me?
That is, my father ordered me to come here and say that I very much regret what happened.
But you don't, really.
Yes. Yes, I really do.
Well, I do, too.
I don't regret everything that happened. In fact, I would like to see you again.
Would? Why?
Well, it is a matter of pride.
Pride?
In my country, we do not disgrace anyone's uniform. What is the name of that perfume?
Capitulation.
I will call you in the morning.
Madam Ambassadress, I salute you.
Please sit down. Well, I thought we would start by reviewing the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. Casimir, please don't. The Federalist Papers. After that, go on to Jefferson. You're not listening.
Such a waste. We should be making love under the stars.
It's daytime. You shouldn't talk like that. You should listen. Now, in the past, your people have always fought for liberty and independence. Look at Count Kosciuszko, who...
Let's not talk about my relatives.
Relatives? You're a descendant of Count Kosciuszko?
On my mother's side. Katy.
Perhaps we're too confined here. We go out to monuments. Thomas Jefferson was a great American. He said, one, the Republican is the only form of government which is not eternally at open or secret war with the rights of mankind.
I'm not interested in mankind. I only want the right to be with you.
He said the ground of liberty is to be gained by inches.
I cannot wait for you that long. I want you now.
Oh, we'll try Washington. George Washington was first president of the United States. He once said, the freedom of speech may be taken away, and dumb and silent we may be led like sheep to the slaughter.
I would follow you anywhere.
Oh, Casimir.
We are very concerned about you and Lieutenant Sosnowski.
We?
The CIA, the FBI, the State Department, the White House, and I.
Oh, you're certainly in very good company.
We are all agreed that this relationship has a very dangerous potential. Lieutenant Sosnowski is neglecting his duties. He can very easily be recalled.
What can be the danger of two people discussing fundamentals of democracy?
There seems to be less discussion than fraternization. In addition to various monuments, you've been seen at the Mayflower Ballroom, the Crystal Palace.
To teach Casimir the dances of our country.
The Pleasure Dome. Now tell me, what do you teach a foreigner there?
Congressman Morley, I'm surprised at you. You've been spying on me.
You've been spying on me.
You know how it is with us.
High-salaried agents must have more important things to do than watch two people in love.
Don't say that.
You mean love?
Love. Suppose the wrong people heard you.
I don't care who hears me.
Casimir, I have received 3 cables from home. The committee has decided it is not in the best interest of the People's Republic for you to see this Swedish-American girl.
It is in my best interest.
They are beautiful girls from our country.
Not like Katy.
Casimir, all women are alike.
I agree with you. All women are alike. Except Katy. Sergeant.
Sinclair,
Thank you.
it is nice of you to meet me here like this, Congressman.
My pleasure.
This trifling problem which touches both our household, I think it is time we settled it.
Agreed.
Simple matter, quickly resolved by cooperation.
Exactly. Peaceful coexistence.
The relationship between my son and Miss Holstrom must be ended.
Immediately.
I'm delighted to hear that you and I are in such complete agreement.
All that remains to be decided is how this relationship can best be ended.
For a man like you, Congressman, accustomed to the complexities of modern government, tax problems, space research, the correlation of technology and unemployment, the solution of this little domestic dilemma must be obvious.
Just as it must to you. A man who has stood between the Russian bear and the Chinese dragon and outmaneuvered them both. Why, they don't call you Machiavelli for nothing.
So how do we stop them from seeing each other?
He called?
Yes. Your government has given mine 48 hours to prepare my departure.
Well, why? What are the charges against you?
As a member of a foreign legation, I'm not entitled to know.
Oh, Mr. Förstår jag inte. I cannot understand this. Who has made these unfounded charges?
Your government.
But who in the government?
Someone who does not care for me to remain here, obviously.
Well, obviously. Do you have any idea who it might be?
Yes, I have.
Well, I know you do not like Casimir. I know you have never liked him. But I did not think you would do a thing like this.
Like what?
I keep telling Casimir there are certain principles that are the basis for America's freedom and democracy. And now you do something like this.
Like what?
You can sit there and tell me you know nothing about it.
About what?
Casimir, someone in Washington has ordered his recall.
And you think I had something to do with that?
You deny it?
I won't bother either to deny or confirm such a thing.
All you have to do is say, no, you did not do this.
Maybe by tomorrow you will have returned to your senses.
Oh, well, perhaps by tomorrow Casimir may be on plane to go home.
Well, if you're so concerned about it, perhaps you ought to run along with him.
Would it surprise you to know he asked me?
Oh, fine, fine. Well, just go ahead along.
Well, I might just do that.
Great, you can blame that on me, too.
I'm blaming for at all, I'm blaming. It is unfair. You have friends in Washington, Mr. Cooper. Now, he has done nothing wrong, and to give such treatment to relatives of Kosciuszko is unspeakable.
I just had the most marvelous conversation with your governess.
I do not care to hear about it. Thank you.
Now, who is doing what to which relative of Kosciuszko?
My governess thinks that I'm responsible for the recall of Lieutenant Sosnovsky.
Oh, and he is related to Kosciuszko.
I don't care who he's related to. What did you say?
When?
About somebody being related to Kosciuszko.
No, I thought you told me that...
Oh, never mind. Wait a minute. Why does that name strike a nerve? K.
Well, he was an aide to George Washington.
K.
Perhaps you met him socially.
Here we are. Kosciuszko. In 1783, a grateful Congress awarded to Count Kosciuszko and all his heirs the privileges of American citizenship in perpetuity.
Then Casimir can claim American citizenship.
Exactly. And of course, the recall order is invalid.
Oh, Mr. Morley. Oh, you are wonderful. Excuse me. I was very rude. I do you great injustice.
Well, perhaps I wasn't too happy about your seeing Casimir. Maybe you're right about my not liking him, but I would never...
Oh, I know. It's just that injustice makes me very angry. Mr. Morley, who do you think is responsible for recall orders?
I don't know, Katy. I checked with several agencies. None of them would divulge that information.
Thank you, Mr. Morley. Mr. Morley?
Yes?
I only wanted to teach him about government.
No. Well, now that he can stay, will you be seeing him again?
Oh, no. Oh, jag vet inte vad jag ska göra. Now that he stays, what will I do with him? Oh, Sergeant Miroslava. Please come in.
Perhaps after you hear what I have to say, you will not care for me to enter.
Nonsense, Sergeant.
I have done a bad thing, Miss Holstrom.
Bad thing?
It is no secret that on my part there is more than soldierly feeling for Lieutenant Sosnovsky. I am responsible for his recall.
You?
I thought back in our country he would forget you. Today I saw him and I know that this would only make him more unhappy. So I ask you now to go to your government.
But why?
I have told them things about the lieutenant's activities here. None of it is true. You must tell them that. He must stay here, even if it means that I do not see him again.
Sergeant Miroslava, you acted out of spite as a soldier, but you have repented as a woman. Now, you shall see him again. But more important, for first time, he shall see you. Come, let us have some coffee.
Sergeant! Sergeant Miroslava!
Yes, Lieutenant.
I would like you to file these.
Of course.
Sergeant, you're out of uniform.
I am off duty. You look at me strangely.
You look so different.
Like a woman? That is the way I feel. Let me help you.
Sergeant.
Off duty, my name is Irina.
That perfume.
You like it? It is called...
Yes, I know. Capitulation.
Well, that was a lovely wedding.
It's been years since I had such a good bride.
Irina made a beautiful bride.
Casimir's a lucky man.
Well, he just had to learn to trust his feelings, that's all.
Oh, what are you going to do with the bouquet, Grandma?
I caught it, I'll keep it.
Why?
It's an old custom, Danny, that the woman who catches the bridal bouquet is the next to marry.
You want to get married?
Well, is that so ludicrous?
Well...
Anything you say from here on in will only get you into trouble.
Right. Oh, help your brother out of his clothes. He's strangling.
Come on, Danny.
Miss Agatha, you'll make a lovely bride.
Don't be silly. If I left you, what did I do for money? You haven't won a bet from me for weeks.
Well, that's true. But excuse me, I've got some phone calls to make.
I think I'll lie down. It's been a long day, but a good one. I'm tired. I'll see you at dinner. Yeah. Katy, cat.
Katy, the farmer's daughter.
Stay tuned for Here Come the Brides, coming up next on TV 39.
City design. Got a smile that's sprinkled with sunshine. Look at the farmer's daughter. She'll perk up your morale. Her brand of charm is so disarming. Frowns turn upside down. The old Odette to Sweden. She's just what we'd been needing. So glad the farmer's daughter came to town.
A Screen Gems production.